So my intention is to pull out my short sword.
And he says, I got one of those too. And he pulls out a sword himself.
Shit. I wasn't counting on that.
The guy's going, I quit. And you grab him by his shirt and you just start to pound him in the stomach.
And I dump out all the money onto the store counter that's right in front of him, and I wait to see his reaction.
So you guys wake up the next morning, and you all wake up to the smell of breakfast, of eggs and beans being cooked. And
Grendel has something to say.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I don't sleep here. Okay.
Okay, all right. So where do you go?
I have my own lodgings at a respectable inn in the nice part of town.
Okay. How are you paying for that?
It's paid in advance. It's fine.
All right. I'll say you have 1 month paid in advance for you.
And I will come in for breakfast, but I won't eat because I've already eaten. But just be clear.
Okay.
Don't sleep here.
Okay. All right. John, they let our Verge tells you that you're welcome to sleep in the pantry if you'd like. Really
that's dangerous.
Grenad Blighter has something to say.
Okay.
We all achieved a great victory in our last battle. I therefore must sing a song of victory from my people. In our traditions, we always play an instrument and sing a song of victory after every battle. So here we go. Don't interrupt me. Oh, we did not know each other.
Okay, that's enough. Moving on.
Hold on.
No, that's enough. That's enough. Moving on.
Verge gives you a plate of food and says, "That's nice, dear boy. Sing in the pantry with your food." And he
Let me skip
you into
to
the pantry.
the end. Let me skip to the end. And then we killed them and came back to this place to sleep, and now we will eat breakfast.
Okay. Verge does a hesitant clap, like, good job, buddy. And continues to move you towards the cupboard with your food. He looks over at you, Leviticus, and says, as he's eating your food, he says, I'd like to pay off the debt today, possibly going in early this morning to get this sorted as soon as possible. Would you like to come with me, Leviticus?
I use my powers of perception to perceive that he might be like wanting to talk to me about something on the way there, or like needing me to be there as he goes and does this errand. So that perception allows me to make the decision that I will go with him.
So, Mr. Batavia.
Yes.
I don't mean to insinuate or insult any sort of you got yourself into a very deep hole that we were able, thankfully, to pull you out of with little to no risk, but we cannot expect that to happen again.
Yeah,
I get the feeling that neither yourself nor your son really know their way around the red tape of a government in any way, shape, or form.
Hey.
I would like to formally offer my services as your, shall we say, pro bono representation at the table for the upcoming negotiations and fine payments that will be coming, as I get the feeling that if you don't have someone there, you're going to find yourself somehow in debt again for and no further along than you were before.
Verge, go ahead, Matt.
Leviticus pretends to not take offense at how Fullen is describing myself and my father figure, having never even seen my handling of money in any way, and kind of like overstepping into like between me and like this establishment. But I say to Pop that yeah, it might not be a bad idea to bring Mr. Starfield along.
Gonad Blighter did not know he was walking into a long staff contest.
Verge kind of looks at Folin a little confused, and then even more confused when Gonad Blighter interrupts into the conversation.
Gonad Blighter was speaking figuratively.
And Verge says, "Well, the more the merrier, I suppose."
Excellent. It's decided then.
And Verge continues and says, "Well, eat up, finish your food, and one of you grab the money. It's too heavy for me." As he grabs the parchment of what's due.
I make a big show of like bowing and gesturing for Leviticus to pick up the bag of money.
Oh, you're too kind for me to take our establishment's money from my employer and father figure. Thanks for that permission, sir. And I pick up and I put the money in my satchel of having.
Gonad Blighter says,
All right, so you guys end up finishing up your food. Folin, you just sit there or stand there quietly, observing Gonad just shoveling food into his face. Leviticus.
I feel like I'm doing the Gonad Blighter impression right now because I'm shoving pizza into my mouth. But
yeah,
exactly right.
I feel like a wood elf of my origins would be also eating almonds that are wasabi and soy flavored.
Yeah, probably. Nuts and berries, that's kind of the base of wood elf food anyway.
Yeah. I think your character would be really preppy and pretentious, and some other p words as well.
Yep. So
like a prick.
So you guys finish up your food, and Verge tries to whisk you guys out of the building and towards the government building. It's a church/government building, which is just directly through the square.
That makes sense.
How convenient.
Right. They just seem
So we're going
like
somewhere?
Yep. I think we're going out and we're going across the village square here.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Is this a fountain, JD?
That is. It's
Or like a monument or something?
It's a fountain with with a like a statue on top of it.
Gonad Blighter decides to make it a tradition that every time he walks past the fountain, he dunks his head in for refreshment.
Okay.
So I splash my head into the fountain.
Leviticus is also compelled to join in that tradition.
I just imagine you both like dunking your heads in and then like doing the hair flip. So it's like this majestic hair flip back.
We both do that simultaneously and in slow motion somehow, where the rest of the surrounding people are not in slow motion, but we are, as we flip our wet hair back.
As you dunk your head into the fountain and pull out, your hair flies in the air majestically, and everyone in the square stops for a moment, and it seems as if everything pauses for everybody as little droplets majestically fly through the air.
Gunad Blighter says to
Yes.
Leviticus,
Leviticus, I had thought that we would not bond so well, but since you have participated, I shouldn't use the word participate. Since you have as well dunked your head in the fountain, I find that there is a brotherhood between you and I of dunking heads into fountains.
You both realize they drink out of that fountain, right?
It's okay. It's still refreshing. That makes it even better. All right, I'm good. Ready to go.
So as you
Onward.
guys make it across the square, Verge kind of leads you guys, and you guys you see two guards standing there. So Verge opens the doors and enters into the location.
The
Where-
church government building.
Yeah, it's like it's a government building, but it's also a church as well. So, like I said, in this society, church and state are not separate; they're one and the same. So, when you address a state representative, you're also addressing the church. So, just keep that in mind.
I walk in and I look around and I say,
Oh, snap.
and in my head I'm thinking,
I'm going to bring back saying, oh, snap.
So as you enter, the half-orc states, "Oh snap!" and the guards
yes,
kind
I
of
do.
look at him oddly, and
I feel like
one
you
of them
roll our eyes at me.
knocks on the door next to him, which is quickly opened, and more guards enter into the location.
I pull out my sword and I'm startled. I'm ready to fight.
Really? Again? Go outside.
Oh, sorry.
So more guards enter in, considering just a massive wave of people just entered into this small area. The two guards know that they can't handle it, so they're essentially asking for a little bit of support. One guard walks in, kind of moves to the side, and another guard enters in, just keeping an eye on you guys. And the representative speaks up, and he states, "What's your business?"
Is this like the scene from Robin Hood Men in Tights where they all line up around the staircase, and if you knock one over, you knock them all over like dominoes?
Domino effect down the stairs.
No, not quite yet.
All right, well, I'm going to keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
I will let Virgil speak first, but we'll be ready to chime in at the end if needed.
Yeah, we'll be ready
Clarity.
to correct him and to interpret his inane babble for him.
Yeah. In other words,
Yeah.
So Verge steps up, and he hands the piece of paper to the representative, and he states, "The debt that I owe, I have all of it." And he hands him the parchment. The representative takes it, opens it up, looks it over, and pretty much looks up at you guys with a baffled look on his face of like, where is it? So he states,
What?
I shoot Leviticus a look as he's holding the bag of money. Pay the man.
Oh yeah, I hand the guy the money.
he takes the bag and it falls to the ground. So heavy. I mean, 200 gold is... How much do you have in the bag right now? How much did you bring with you guys? Because you guys owe...
The original debt was 150, right?
Yes, correct.
And then there was an undisclosed fee total that would be
Right.
tacked on at
Interest.
some point.
Juice.
Yeah. So how much did you guys bring in total? Did you bring all of it? Everything that you had?
Brought all of it.
I think we would probably have brought all of it, but the initial 150 in the bag,
Right. And
and
then
then discuss the late fees or whatever else after the initial 150 made its appearance.
okay. So you place the 150 that's in its own bag. You give it to the representative. The representative takes it, dumps it out on the little table next to him, and begins to count it. And he looks up at the rest of you and states, "This is going to take a while. Be gone while I count this, if you will."
So I walk out the door.
I also walk out the door.
I would like to stay if you don't mind.
Suit yourself.
And I'll just stand there off to the side, ramrod straight, and just observe.
Okay.
Unobtrusive, stay out of everybody's way,
Okay.
but especially keeping an eye on the gold on the table and making sure that it gets counted properly.
Very, very thoughtful.
So
I look in spite of myself, kind of relieved that we brought Starfield along.
I nonchalantly stretch and like move around a little bit, and I say,
Oh man, it sure would be nice to work on some character development after this. Maybe go down to the arena and see my old buddy, see what he's up to. Crack my neck, and yeah, that'd be an interesting route to take our adventure after we finish up whatever we're doing here. I guess we'll see what happens.
I say all that to myself. Nobody really hears me.
no, it's in your head. It's all in your head.
No, I say it out loud. but
It's an internal,
Leviticus-
external monologue.
Leviticus only picks up bits and pieces of it.
Gotcha. Okay. So if I'm getting this straight, Leviticus stays while everybody else steps outside. Correct.
Starfield stays.
Folan stays. Yeah. Folan stays and everybody else steps
Yeah.
outside.
Oh, yeah, Fallen.
All right. So Folan, I need a perception check from you.
Oh,
15.
Total. That's adding.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I just mouse over it. Okay. So as the representative is counting the money, you notice that about 5 gold is being slid off to the side because he's got 2 piles: the pile that's not counted, the pile that's counted,
Mhm.
and the third pile where he's sliding about 5 to 10 gold off. You don't know
Okay.
what's happening with it, but you just know that it's being separated into a third pile.
Okay, but it's not going out of sight. It's
Yeah.
just there's
It's just a
uncounted, counted, and then third pile.
Exactly.
Okay.
So as he continues, 10, 15 minutes rolls by, and he ends up finishing, and he turns to you, and he states, the money has been counted. You may call the others in if you'd like.
I will go to the door. I will open it. I will step aside, graciously bow again to allow Leviticus and Virgil back in, and Gonad Blighter if he's there, and say, the count has been completed. They wish to continue the proceedings.
I say
Ballin'.
So the Verge steps back in, and he goes, "Oh, excellent! The debt will be all paid for now." And as he walks in, he sees the rest of you guys, and the guards are still standing there. They don't have their hands on their swords, but they're alert. They keep an eye on you guys. You can tell that they don't trust you.
I mean, a gang of scruffy-looking nerf herders like these guys. even my polished appearance can't make up for that. So.
Right.
Who's scruffy looking?
So, as you guys all walk in, you noticed that the government official is blatantly taking 10 gold and putting them in his pocket.
Oh, jeez.
And is that 10 gold part of the official percentage to the house then, or is that something else? Forgive me. I am new. I'm making it very clear. I'm spinning this as I simply don't know the proceedings here.
Give me a deception roll.
I'm new in town. I don't understand all the red tape, perhaps. So please.
Please explain it to me.
I've got a 0 in deceptions. Come on, high roll. 14.
So he kind of looks surprised and shocked that you guys are asking him this, and he goes, I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? I've counted the money, and now I'm going to tell you what you owe.
I slam my fist against the wall and on the table, and I'm trying to intimidate him, and I say,
cut the freaking crap!
As you slam...
Wait, don't I get to roll an intimidation?
Yeah, but before you roll on intimidation, as you slam on the table, the guards immediately move closer and draw swords.
Oh, geez.
I imagine, like, when he does this, like, his fists come, like, slamming down, like, right past the side of my head.
Yep.
And, like, the wake of the wind just kind of... just a little bit of hair just... and I'm just like...
Oops.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
All right, intimidation roll. No enemies, no enemies, no enemies. Boom.
Damn!
Looks like you clipped twice, but the first one's good.
First one is
the first one's what I meant to get.
Yeah. That's real good.
Yeah, it's excellent. The government official is completely startled. He falls backwards a little bit, and you can see the guards are bright red face, like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I thought it was going to be an easy shift.
Mr. GB, please contain yourself. No need for that.
Even Verge is scared, and he stumbles backwards into the guard, and the guard shoves him onto the ground.
I just want to move on. I feel like there's a lot of interesting things about my character.
Go outside.
We all realize
outside.
I feel like we're just not getting to these interesting things about my characters. We're dealing with your crap. You have
Outside.
money in your pocket. I want to do something else.
Outside.
Fine.
As you step outside, one of the guard follows you. Actually, two of the guards follow you out to keep an eye on you, and they signal to the other guards, and they turn and kind of step closer, just to keep an eye on you. They're a little nervous around you.
Okay.
And
I back and forth.
I brush myself off. I compose myself again. I look back to the clerk. And I simply say, by my count, I point to his pocket or his hand, wherever he has the gold. I say, that 10 gold belongs in this pile. Wouldn't you agree?
The government official hesitantly pulls the 10 gold out and places it in the pile and states, looks as though you are fully paid up in your owed debt.
Excellent.
How would you like to pay for this month's owed amount?
Must we pay it now, or do we have until the end of the month?
He states, because of the past due amount, this month's is due immediately.
Ahead.
Yeah, ahead.
I look at Leviticus and I look at Virgil to see if they want to press the issue or not.
Verge is starting to stand up from all the commotion. He was shoved to the ground by the guard, and he begins to stand up, and he puts his hand on you, Leviticus, to help him up. And he looks to you for advice and says, "What do you think, Leviticus?"
Well, Mr. The Verge, it kind of seems like we probably shouldn't get ourselves into the same kind of trouble that got us here in the first place. So let's try to go scrounge up some more money to hand to these guys so that they can have 4 months rent all at once.
So what do you have right now in your like your gold right now on you?
We have enough to cover it. We just didn't put that
150.
much out first.
Yeah, I know you got 150. What else do you have?
Yeah. I have, I believe, 15 silver and 234 gold.
So if you hand him the 200 gold, you'll be completely paid up. And then there's just the interest, essentially.
All right. So what's the interest?
He said we were all paid up. He didn't say anything about interest.
So the government official takes the extra, the 50, I'm assuming you hand him another 50 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets the additional 50 gold, and he scribbles on a book, it's a journal, and essentially journal entries for the clerk, and he states, okay, looks like I'll pay it up here, and now just the interest that's due. Make some calculations. Yeah. Does some calculations.
Letter is standing outside, and he's getting a little antsy. He's he pulls his trusty harmonica out of his pocket, and he's standing in front of the guards and the surrounding civilians. And I say, "Hey, everybody, want to see something cool?" And I use my performance stat number 3 in charisma to try to drum up a little bit of change.
You throw a hat out.
So hey, you gotta roll. You know what's great? The fact that his microphone pretty much muted because he's so loud.
Oh, that didn't come through at all. Huh?
No, it came through.
No.
Oh, we heard it all. It was great.
It was great. It was perfect.
Go ahead and roll performance.
Rolling performance. Bam. Money.
Wow.
The
Everybody just throws tons of cash at me.
Yeah, tons of copper.
as you begin to play, or just before you start to play, one of the guards steps forwards, and he starts to kind of harass you, and he's like, he says something along the lines of, "You dirty half-breed, get out of here. We don't want you around here."
But I rolled.
You pull out your harmonica, your bone harmonica,
Yes.
and you begin to play. And one of the guards kind of walks forward and places his hand on the other guard, and he's like, "Hey, this guy ain't that bad." And his foot starts to tap, and the other guards, their feet start to tap, and
Suddenly a chorus line erupts, and it turns into a musical.
And the one guard at the end is like crying. He's just like, I'm sorry for my racist ways. You've changed me.
No, probably not.
No, he doesn't cry, but he does say, "I need to rethink my life choices."
You pulled a Jedi mind trick with a harmonica, John. You should be proud.
Rolled a freaking 23 for nothing. Jeez.
No, you did. That was great, man.
Now you've got rapport with the town guards.
Yeah, now you've got more rapport with the town guards. They actually kind of like you now.
Okay.
They actually. So this is Steve. Steve was the racist one. Bob was the guy who was like, "Hey, he's kind of good."
I see you had good intentions all along, Steve. We just had too many differences. But now, no longer.
That's exactly right. So back into the with the clerk. He ends up finishing up the calculations, and he comes up with a number, and he states, so it looks as though your interest that's due is 90 gold. What time is it now? And one of the guards states, it's past noon. He goes, 91 gold, to be exact.
One gold per day, basically.
1 gold per half a day.
Or per half day, yeah.
Okay.
Time's a ticking.
Yeah.
He goes on and says, if you pay off that 91 gold, you should be fine. And as he states that, the head guard pushes through, kind of rushing you to the side, Leviticus. And he's comes in and just to remind you guys, this is this guy. So Ragnar shows up.
It looks familiar.
Ragnar states, "What's all this ruckus?" Hearing Gonad pretty much screaming at the top of his lungs and slamming things. And one of the guards states, "It was the half-orc, sir. He lost his temper and he stepped outside." And Verge kind of looks over to him and says, "I'm paying off my debt." Oh, happy.
Except we don't have enough for the interest, Verge.
And the captain goes, "Oh, that's great. That's great. What's left?" And the clerk kind of looks over at him and says, "Well, they owe 91 gold, sir." And the chief or the captain kind of thanks and goes, "Tell you what, I'll wipe that clean if you do a task for me. If you are successful in putting this to rest, then your interest will be wiped. If you are not successful at putting this to rest, you will owe me another favor."
I have no money at this point,
Yeah.
but I have both purses full of rocks this time.
I saw them little eyes. They were like little demon eyes staring at me.
Like and subscribe, links down below.